You might think you know the Real Ghostbusters, but here are 12 facts you may not have known about the ones who you're gonna call when there's something strange in your neighborhood. The Real Ghostbusters debuted on September 13th, 1986, with the episode Ghosts R Us, and ran for a total of 140 episodes across 7 seasons. The final episode was 20,000 Leagues Under the Street, which aired on October 5th, 1991. The show is called The Real Ghostbusters in order to distinguish it from a different series simply called Ghostbusters that was being produced by Filmation at the same time, which starred 2 dudes and a gorilla shooting ghosts with a bubblegum gun. However, the Filmation Ghostbusters actually serves as a sequel to the original Ghostbusters, which was a live-action series from 1975 starring 2 dudes from the show F Troop and a gorilla fighting ghosts. So, in a way, the Filmation Ghostbusters were the real Ghostbusters. The story editor for the series was J. Michael Straczynski, who would later go on to create Babylon 5 and write notorious storylines for Spider-Man, Superman, and Wonder Woman. The Season 2 episode Buster the Ghost was written by Robert Loren Fleming and Keith Giffen, prolific comic creators perhaps most famous for collaborating on Ambush Bug. The show was renamed Slimer and the Real Ghostbusters with its 4th season in 1988, and added a second half-hour of comedic Slimer-focused shorts. Altogether, there were 13 Slimer episodes made up of 33 individual shorts. The name Slimer was a creation of the cartoon show, who added the ghost due to his popularity in the first movie. Before that, on official merchandise, he was known only as the Green Ghost, but on the set of the film, he was called the Onion Head Ghost because of his horrible smell. Voice actor Lorenzo Music performed the voice of Peter Venkman in the first 2 seasons of the show. Music is perhaps best known for also performing the voice of Garfield for many years. However, in the live-action Garfield movie, made after Music had died, Garfield was voiced by Bill Murray, who of course played Peter Venkman in the live-action Ghostbusters films. Other notable voice actors in the series include Dave Coulier, aka Joey from Full House, as Peter in the later seasons, Maurice LaMarche, aka Brain from Pinky and the Brain as Egon, and Frank Welker, aka Fred from Scooby-Doo and Megatron as Ray and Slimer. Ernie Hudson, who played Winston in the original films, is the only actor to have auditioned for his own role in the animated adaptation. Nevertheless, he was passed up in favor of Arsenio Hall, later famous for his own TV talk show, who did the voice of Winston for 3 seasons. The series was followed by a sequel series called Extreme Ghostbusters, which ran for 40 episodes between September and December 1997. This series sees Egon and Slimer training a whole new team of ghostbusting recruits after the original team has disbanded. The Real Ghostbusters was adapted into 2 different comic series, one by Now Comics in the US and one by Marvel UK. We have a whole video about them that you should watch. There was also a popular and awesome toy line from Kenner, and of course the best high C flavor. There was a video game adaptation of the series released for Game Boy in 1993. This same game was released in Japan as a Mickey Mouse game, and in Europe as a Garfield game based on the Garfield and Friends animated series. That's it for this episode of You Think You Know Cartoons. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Comics Alliance for more cartoon facts, and check out comicsalliance.com for more cartoon awesomeness.